What up, my peeps? Janucka Big Rucker back at you again with another action figure review. This time courtesy of Hasbro Marvel Legends. We're going to be taking a look at figures from the upcoming movie Thor Love and Thunder Wave. I'm going to do this in the order of the figures that I receive. Very funny story about that. I actually got this figure right here off of Amazon. I had initially ordered the entire wave off of Amazon the day that it was announced. I believe that was April 26th. Anyhow, I ordered the entire wave and it was scheduled to get to me the very next day. So you can't beat that, huh? Well, anyhow, what happens is I'm tracking, and come to find out, I get a notification that the delivery is going to be delayed. So I investigate, and I see that it's made its way approximately 25 miles from my house. There's a hub, for delivery. And then the same thing the next day, I get a notification that if it doesn't arrive by the 28th or 29th, I can put in for a refund. Well, of course, the 29th comes and goes, and I get nothing. And I check, and it's still delayed about 25 miles from where I live. I call Amazon. They try to run game on me, talking about, well, sometimes weather can impact. And I told them that it hasn't rained in my area in weeks, so you can't pull that one. So she had to come clean and admit that they lost my package. So they ended up crediting me, and I couldn't get the whole wave again because a lot of the figures from the wave were sold out. They were being sold by third parties, so I wasn't about to play that game. So that's why I ended up getting the credit. So I was able to get Star-Lord at the time because everything else was just gone. And so Star-Lord ended up coming in. I managed to order most of the wave from GameStop. GameStop was straight up nickel and diming me, sending a couple figs here, one fig there, another fig there, just like that. And still no joy on two figs from the wave, that being Ravager Thor and Groot. So still waiting on those, but I do have the majority of the wave. I've got 5 of the 7. So or I should say I've got 4 of the 7. Once again, Amazon, or I should say GameStop nickel and diamond me. I still haven't received the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster, yet. But it's been shipped, but it hasn't gotten to me yet. So we're going to kick it off, like I said, with the figures as I received them. So we're starting off with Star-Lord. I wouldn't have picked Star-Lord to start off with the Thor wave, but this is how it goes down. So that's what we're going to do. You see, we've got the packaging. Take a good look, because we're not going to have this style packaging for too much longer. As you may or may not know, Hasbro is turning to plastic-less packaging. We've seen how it's going to be with the army builders. It's going to just be solid cardboard boxes, and the figures and accessories are going to be wrapped up in wax paper. So, yeah. Being able to look at it this way is going to be lost to iniquity. So enjoy while we can. So what we see here is the figure in the packaging. You got the Thor Love and Thunder logo right below. Star-Lord along the banner. You see the figure clearly, and the accessories along with the Build-A-Figure piece. And the BAF for this wave is Korg. So when we finally get all the figures together, we will assemble Korg. But until then, we just have to do with what we do, what we have. Turning to the side, you've got some artwork of Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord there. It looks pretty good. On the back, you've got more of said artwork. And below, you see Korg and the figures needed to build Korg, the entire wave. You don't need Thor to build Korg. The readout is as follows. Peter Quill and the Guardians of the Galaxy return, teaming up with friends new and old to defend the galaxy from a dangerous new enemy. Go to the other side. You see Pete again. You've got the Thor hammer logo, and if you look, you can see that the hammer is all broken up. Mjolnir is all broken up, put back together. Probably with crazy glue. Anyway, you got legalese on the bottom. And once again, take your final look, because after this, it's a done deal.
This is Hulk. Hulk friend Ruckus asked Hulk to come here to talk to Purely Human. Ruckus say you come, you watch, but you don't subscribe. So Hulk here to tell Purely Human, subscribe, or Hulk will smash. Hulk friend Ruckus, good friend, good channel. So like, share, subscribe, do what Hulk say, please.
Star-Lord comes with the right arm to build Korg, and what I can see already is this. It's just molded in this gray. That's definitely a different shade than what we got with our last Korg from the 2-pack, the Korg Collector, or I should say Korg Grandmaster 2-pack. Yeah, no paint definition or anything like that. So we'll see what Korg looks like when we finally get all of the pieces together to assemble him. Star-Lord also comes with his signature hand blasters, element guns, I believe that's what they're called in the comic books, and just molded in another shade of gray. And you have paint apps. As you can see, they are different from the other weapons that we've gotten with Peter Quill before, and it's no different this time. So here we have Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, on our rotating platter, giving that 360-degree visual, so you can see what's the what with the figure. And first glance, there are some subtle differences with his Ravager coat. It's got some more metallic apps on it. He has a bandolier this go round, and it has some paint apps here in the front, and he's rocking a Ravager vest this go round too, and a different head sculpt than what we've seen before with the other versions of Star-Lord. So we're going to get him off of the stand, take a look at him up close and personal, and also we're going to peep out some differences between this Star-Lord and some of our previous offerings. So here we have Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, up close and personal, and looking at the head sculpt, I'm now reminded something I didn't think about. This is the first time we've gotten a Star-Lord that doesn't come with a masked head sculpt. It's just this unmasked one that we've got this go around. I wonder if in the movie Love and Thunder he doesn't ever wear his mask. It's pretty interesting. Anyway, I'm sure if we wanted to display him with a mask, we can. If we have any of the other versions, we should be able to pop that head on. Speaking of the head, this head sculpt is definitely different from what we've gotten before. I can't front this, at least looking dead on, I don't see Star-Lord. I don't see Peter Quill in this. Not what we're used to. So maybe on an angle. Let's see what we got on an angle there. Yeah, angle. I can see some. Maybe some of what's throwing me off is our boy Pete this go round is sporting some serious pork chop sideburns. He got it going on real strong with those. Let's see what's going on with the other side. If he kind of said, yeah, I can see it on the angles. Straight up profile. Not so much. I can kind of see it profile, but I see it more when it's angled like that. Same thing with the other side. When it's angled, I can see it. Profile, really not so much. Anyhow, you see what he's looking like. He's got the with his hair. There's very no. There's no wash in there. But going down, looking at his shoulder pads, you see that that's something different there. It's more metallic. It's painted that way, like it's metallic, and it's been through something, because it's kind of sort of like, you know, rubbed out, which is cool. Same thing when you look down at the arms. So those are the differences with this particular Raver jacket. On this side, you could see how that shoulder pad is. You see that they're different. Looking at them head on, they're different kinds. This is just like a single layered pad on his left arm. On his right arm, you see it's like 3 layers right there. And then you go down to the forearm guards. Same deal with the metallic paint, the goldish metallic paint. Pretty cool. He's got the fingerless gloves action going on. Dual trigger fingers. And he's got that vest, the bandolier that's going around above, over his shoulder, slung over his shoulder. You got some nice silver paint apps right there. That looks pretty good. And the vest is looking pretty nice too. You look at that, it's actually, there's paint on the zippers and the buckles. Can't front with that. And then you've got his belt. He's got paint apps on the belt. So yeah, pretty cool, Hasbro. Appreciate the paint. Then looking at his boots, he's got paint on the straps of the boots too. Is this Hasbro we're talking about? That's incredible. Along the coat, we've got paint there, blue striping, and you see that detail, those symbols. It's looking pretty cool right there. The back, no paint at all, even though they've got some detail. You see these holes there, and the belts and stuff like that, they're just plain. So Hasbro went all out with the paint, but zero effort in the back. Looking at there around his shoulders, you see this, you know this should have some paint on it right there, but it doesn't. So it is what it is. Still looks good though. Can't front. You gotta love that paint. As far as his articulation, his head is on a disc hinge. He can look down that far. Ain't getting too much looking up because his hair is impeding. He can, of course, do a 360 if you want to force it past his collar. He gives you some attitude there. As far as his shoulders, he can get his arms up more than 90. They rotate. They are cleverly hidden. The bicep right there. His this ring that is at the top of his bicep is part of it, and it swivels there. He's got double jointed elbows. He's got rotating wrist and the horizontal hinge, and it's like that on both sides. So curiously, we don't get a vertical hinge, considering that he does have weapons. As far as ab articulation, he does have an ab crunch in there, but the vest is impeding it, so you're not going to get much. You can get some going back, as you can kind of sort of see. You can get some going forward too, but you're not going to get much because of that vest. He does have waist articulation, so that's cool. Legs, keep in mind, he's got pegs for his weapons there, so that's cool storage right there. He can holster his weapons right there. He can only get his legs that far wide because of those self-same pegs. He can raise up almost 90, go back that much. He's got thigh rotation. He's got double jointed knees. You see that they're all pinned, so there is some reuse here. He does have a swivel at the boot. He can point his toe forward that far, up that far. He's got ankle pivot and holes, peg holes, at the bottom of his feet. Here we have Pete brandishing his element blasters, and here's a shot of him with his weapons holstered. And it should be noted that his hands, they're very pliable, so it's pretty easy to arm him, to put his weapons in his hand. So that's pretty good. It's not that hard plastic that sometimes you either hurt your own hands trying to pry them apart to put a weapon in, or you apply heat to soften them up. So it's a welcome change that the hands are soft enough that it's no problem getting weapons fitted in. So here we have Star-Lord next to Pete from the Ego 2-pack on our left, and yes, you can clearly see the differences in the head sculpt there. And now on our right, we have Star-Lord from the Titus wave, and both the Titus wave Star-Lord and the Ego 2-pack were from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Their figures were based on that film. And here we have Star-Lord from the first wave of Guardians of the Galaxy. This was the Groot Build-A-Figure wave Star-Lord, and you can see, looking at the head sculpts, total night and day. This was before photoreal was even a thing. It wasn't even thought of back then. And but you see the differences in the Ravager jackets. Look at the arms, especially the hands, fully gloved hands versus fingerless gloves. And he's also sporting the jets that were, around his ankles, as you could see. And with the second film, he had done away with that. So yep, so you see those differences right there. What I want to do now is see if we could indeed use a helmeted head from one of the other Star-Lord figures. So let's see what we got here. See if we can pop him off without destroying him. So yep, pops off pretty easily. And I'm using the helmet from the Ego 2-pack for this demo. Should pop on. It does. And yeah, moving back in frame. Shoot, there we go. And yeah, so there we have it. He the paint apps for the actual face part of the helmet is a little bit different in color than his armored parts, the shoulder pads and the forearm guards, but it could definitely work. He's got a couple others that probably would match up better. I'm not going to go through all of that. So yeah, but that's pretty cool right there. Comparing the element guns, the one on our left is from the Ego 2-pack, and you see the differences right there. They're painted in different areas. The one that comes with the Love and Thunder is molded in that gray and has the whatever you want to call that color, amber color, whatever. But if you look on the other blaster, it's molded in a darker gray, almost charcoal gray, and it's got the silver apps right from the muzzle of the weapon going back, top and bottom. It's the same way. And I'm sure we've got differences with the other weapons, but I'm just going to compare this to this. We get the point. So to sum it all up, Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, from Thor, Love and Thunder. The Korg Build-A-Figure wave is, they've done some differences. Summing it all up, it's another Star-Lord. We seem to make sure we get those whenever he's in a film, I'll tell you that. The head sculpt, the photoreal, they didn't, this wasn't one of Hasbro's better offerings. On certain angles, it looks like Star-Lord, but straight on, no, I can't say that it does. I do like the what they've done with the Ravager coat, the paint apps. They did go all out on the paint apps, at least looking straight on. They didn't apply a thing in the back, and there are some spots in the back that I think should have received some paint love. But as far as the head-on, straight-on visual, pretty good. His hands are pliable. It's interesting that we didn't get any vertical hinges with at least one of the hands, but the great thing is you can fit the weapons in the hands with ease. They're not that hard. You're not going to kill off your fingers trying to pry Pete's fingers apart, so that's a good thing. Yeah, that's about it. I can't yeah, oh, one last thing too. Yes, it's just conspicuously absent that he doesn't come with a helmet. Now, once again, we don't know if he's going to be wearing a helmet in the film or not, and if he isn't, that's probably the reason why we didn't get one. But if he does wear his helmet, then that just makes the mystery of why a helmet wasn't included with the figure even more glaring. But this is what we got. This is what's kicking off the reviews for the Thor Love and Thunder wave. And yeah, hopefully I'll get those last two figures, meaning Groot and Ravager Thor, to close out the wave. But we've got a few more to go through before we get to that. We'll call it Blind Spot. So that's going to do it for this review. Thank you guys for rocking with me. If you want to be notified for any upcoming video reviews, please hit that bell so you can be notified of such. Please like, please share, please subscribe. We're trying to move this train forward. It's moving slow, but it is moving. And for any of you that have been with me from the beginning or jumped on board along the way and you're still here, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. Let's keep this train moving, all right? So yeah, that's how it's going to go down. So that's it for me, guys. I'm out. Remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.